Hello everyone, my name is CARKS Isaac. I researched about Isaac on the Bible because Isaac is my namesake. So I just like the name Isaac. Isaac means laughter. So the first why I chose Isaac is because let me give short details about Isaac. Isaac was a miraculous son for Abraham and Sarah, because Sarah was out of age, so she couldn't give birth, but God just gave a miracle to that family, and the miracle was Isaac. And Isaac was a husband to Rebecca. So the first verse that occurred in the Old Testament about Isaac is Genesis chapter 17 verse Genesis 17:19. Then God said, "No, Sarah your wife shall bear you a son, and you shall call his name Isaac." That's the first verse that appears in the Bible. The key points that I like that are reported in this, Isaac had a lot of faith in God. So, and Isaac was so loyal to his wife Rebecca. I like that. That relates to how I'm going to also be to my wife. I really want to be loyal to my wife when time reaches and ready to get married. So I want to talk about the faith that Isaac had in These are the words that stood out for me when I was reading the faith of Isaac. In Genesis chapter 27, describes a strange example of faith. It describes how Isaac blessed his son Esau and Jacob. By the power of the Holy Spirit, he spoke words about the future of their families. Several holy men did that just before they died, especially in the book of Genesis. But something very strange happened when Isaac did it. When Isaac blessed Jacob, Jacob was pretending to be Esau. We remember that in the Bible, that story. Isaac was too blind and weak to distinguish between his two sons, Esau and Jacob. Esau was Isaac's favorite son, and Isaac wanted to bless him in a wonderful manner. He hoped that God would give great promises about the future of Esau's family. That is great faith that many people that live nowadays don't have, but Isaac had it. He wanted God to provide for him a good country where they would live, and he intended to appoint Esau to rule over his brother's family. But Jacob was pretending to be Esau, and the result was that Isaac declared all these things for the benefit of Jacob's family instead. You hear that? We may think that this event shows not much evidence of faith. Jacob cheated Esau. Their father Isaac believed something that was not true. He spoke words about Jacob that he intended to speak to Esau. This is great faith too. But the author of Hebrews declared this to be an example of faith. This is the faith that I'm talking about. It was a strange faith, but it was faith that Isaac had, that God would give him the words to speak to bless Esau's family, but he instead blessed Jacob's family. Isaac had faith when he blessed Jacob and Esau. In other words, Isaac really was believing and trusting God on the occasion. He was believing that God would give him the right words to say about each son. He was trusting that God would carry out those things. When the fact of the matter became clear, it was a shock for both Isaac and Esau. Esau urged his father to bless him too, but Isaac insisted that his words about Jacob really were for Jacob. Isaac had not spoken from his own desires or imagination. By the power of God, of God's Holy Spirit, he had declared God's promises to Jacob, and Isaac was sure that he had spoken God's words. This is the faith I'm talking about. This is just self-explanatory. At first, Isaac thought that he could not even bless Esau, but afterwards, God did give Isaac somewhat to bless Esau. God would provide a country for Esau's family to live, although it would be a hard place to live in. Jacob's family would rule over Esau's family, but Esau's family would be able to fight back. The fact was that God wanted to declare his kindness for Jacob. The God of Abraham and Isaac will become Jacob's God too. And the promises that God gave to Abraham and Isaac were for Jacob too. Yeah, Jacob did not need to cheat anyone in order to receive the benefits of the promises. God had already decided that they were for him, and that is what Isaac declared on this occasion. So that's what I liked most about Isaac. Thank you so much for listening. Stay blessed.